me, Steve Scott. Hopefully you guys have got some questions that you need answered. We're going to give just a few minutes for other folks to come in. We had a bunch of people signed up. Again, if you're willing to unmute yourselves and show your face, we'd love that. This is a meetup. It's more of a let's chat. You know, we used to do this stuff in person. So you got to see everybody, talk to everybody. I don't want this to be a webinar type thing where you're just sort of looking at me. I'd like to make it more of a environment where we're all kind of sharing, all doing stuff as well. Typically, the way that we work things here is we go through a short introduction period, give everybody a chance to say hello, tell us a bit about themselves, what brings them out today, kind of what their role is in their work, in their environment, and just make sure that we've got, we understand where you're coming from, what you're doing. And then after that, we'll get into just the ask anything, right? So basically, we can bring you up on screen, bring your website up on screen, take a look at what issues you may be having, or for that matter, we can also take a look at your website, actually put up an audit of your site. If you're afraid to do that, sometimes people will give us their competitor sites to see like what they're doing, that's making them rank really well. We can kind of look at what they're doing and get a better sense of it that way as well. Again, I would love you guys to turn your videos on, turn your sound on. It's okay. We're not going to be doing this is more of a networking kind of thing. I'm not going to be bringing up screen shots with slides or anything like that. This is really just more of a more community kind of thing with the ask questions. So I'm going to open up the meeting here with my name. For those that don't know me, my name is Steve Scott. I'm the owner of Steve Scott SEO and of the Tampa SEO Training Academy. I've been in the SEO business for close to 30 years now, and I've been teaching SEO for almost 20 years to people from all over the world, actually. We got a bunch of stuff that we are doing recently. We have a membership program of SEO with I think we're over closing in on 100 hours of content, everything from beginning basics all the way through advanced and technical. And everything in between, including local, search, link building, on-site optimization, and then we get really into the technical side of things as well. So what I'd like to do is just sort of call each of you guys out and ask you to show your face, unmute yourself, and just tell us a bit about who you are, what you do, what brings you out. I'm just going to go who's on my screen. Larry, you're the first one on the list there, so if you could go ahead, unmute, and show your face and say hi, and go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself.
Can you hear me?
We got you, yes.
Okay, I'm having issues with Zoom a little bit. It's a little slow, but I think it's working.
Working for you, yep.
Okay. Yeah, my name's Larry. Just trying to get back into things. I've been kind of out of SEO or out of online business for a while, so I'm thinking of starting wanting to start a YouTube channel and just kind of learning about all about that and running a blog with it too. So I'm just trying to get back.
Well, cool. I mean, that's part of what we're doing. Also, we're all sort of in the midst of building out our YouTube channel. It makes me a little crazy. I didn't start this like 20 years ago. And that being said, we are streaming live on YouTube at the moment. It's something new we're trying out here. So if anybody's watching on YouTube and you'd like to kind of come join us, you can ask questions and get your website reviewed. Just check us out at ask.stevescottseo.com, ask.stevescottseo.com. You can click a button, come on, join us, and ask some questions as well. Larry, good to have you. I remember you've been around before, so good to see you again.
Yeah,
all right, let's go. Let's go over to, I see Greg Martin. Greg, why don't you go ahead, show your face, unmute yourself, and tell us a bit about you and where you're from and what you're here for.
Hey everyone, I am Greg Martin. I have an independent insurance agency here in Brandon, and I kind of manage my own website. So I'm just trying to get the latest information on tips and tricks to optimize that.
Awesome. Have you been with us before? I don't think I've seen your name before.
A long time ago. It's been a while.
Okay. Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
Let me go in. I think I've got it. Aiden, is it? Aiden Cruz? Aiden, if you go ahead and show your face and unmute yourself and tell us a bit about you.
Hello, my name is Aiden Cruz, and I'm here on behalf of two companies.
What are those companies?
My dad's company and mine.
Okay, and what do you do?
Generally I just sell stuff, but I'm just here to learn a bit more.
Okay.
But for my dad's having trouble for his Google verification, my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Aiden, do you mind if I ask how old you are? You seem like our youngest participant ever.
I'm 13.
13. Good for you, man. I love you getting started early. That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember at
Yeah,
13, I was just starting to play with an Apple II, I think it was. So that was a
yeah.
long,
My dad
long,
can't
long
really
time
speak
ago.
English, so
Long time.
here on his back.
Well, welcome. Good to have you. I see my friend Elaine is here. Elaine, how are you? Unmute yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what brings you out.
Yes, Elaine Simmons Design. I'm a web designer and I work on maintaining and editing and creating websites for my small to medium-sized business clients. And I've been working with Steve, coming to his very generous webinars for many, many a year now.
Yeah, it's been a long while.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
When you're not here, I'm like, where's Elaine? And last but not least, currently on the line with us is my right-hand man when it comes to C-Scout SEO. I don't know, Sean, if you can talk or not, but if you can, go ahead and show your face and hit the mute button. There you go. Streaming, see if you can. All right, right. Well, good. Again, cool. So again, today's one of those meetings where we've been putting a lot of uh, stuff together, material-wise, for other stuff. Like we recently did a Google Business Profile Masterclass. We've got a Google Search Console Masterclass coming up. We've got a few other classes coming up. We'll talk a bit about those later. But these I like to do because this just gives you guys an opportunity to get some questions answered, have a site reviewed. Not everybody wants to do that because they get scared of it. But honestly, look, better to know what's wrong or what could be done right. And listen, even the best sites have things that could be improved, generally speaking. I mean, I know my sites, if you look at my Tampa SEO site, it's a mess right now. We cleared out a bunch of stuff, cleaned out a bunch of things. We got broken links, got broken stuff, trying to rebuild it from the ground up, basically, but in small increments. So, it's the old, what is it? The cobbler's kids don't have shoes or whatever, one of those deals. That's kind of what's going on with us. So every site's got something that could make it better. And the goal here for the next hour or two, depending how long we go, is really to just help you guys out, right? Help you get your questions answered, give you some ideas, have a discussion. This is not a one-way discussion either. I'd love if you all come on screen, unmute yourselves, wherever it makes sense. Talk, interact. If you run into something, we sometimes have other developers on that tell us about new tools or some new AI stuff or other things that might be interesting for everybody in the group. So I would like to go ahead and just open up the floor to anybody that's got some questions about something. We can pull it up on screen, or if it's just a baseline question, we can just answer the question. So who's first?
I could go first.
Go for it.
Me and my dad were having trouble with his Google My Business verification. All it's doing, so we've tried to do it a lot of times, and what happens is it's just a loophole. Like we go to it takes us to this QR code, we scan it, and it takes us back to the beginning, and that's what's happening with my dad's business.
Tell me a little bit more about the business, okay? Like actually, let me see if I can pull it open and see if we can find it. Are you not found at all? I know you're not verified, but let's see if maybe you're still out there. Hang on one second. Let me pull open the site here.
It's his business is called Green Landscaping of Sacramento.
Green Landscaping
Of Sacramento.
of Sacramento.
Mhm.
That's you right there. Is this
Yeah,
it here? Green
yeah, it's that one. It's that
This
one.
is- Okay. All right. So you're trying to get it verified. And
Yes.
what's the format they're trying to have you verify through? Through video?
It's only giving us video verification method.
Okay. Video verifications, I know you're young, but I'm going to say a bad word, is a pain in the ass. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
It
It
can be
has
a real,
been.
it can be a real problem.
Yes.
What if you're having trouble, if you're still struggling, and you've done everything that you can, and it's just either it's not going through or you're getting some other code, what you're probably going to need to do is reach out to Google support. Okay. It sounds terrible, but it's something you got to do. There's 2 ways to do it, actually. Let me grab it for you here. Google. So if you go to, it's a support.google.com/business, right? This can give you some issues here, right? You can begin to find out like your profile, add you verify, and so on. Don't worry about this. I've got some other sites that are suspended. So that's not mine, that's suspended. And from here, you should be able to go to post to the help community or contact us, okay? Let me tell you what's good for both. The contact us one is a form, right? It says, what can I help with? It says, what do you need help with? You could say, hey, business is not listed or is a problem. If you have it listed, great. I'm just going to hit business not listed. Tell us if I can help with verification, right? And it's going to give you some information here. I'll just say help with verification at next. And yours might already be there, right? If you see yours, it might already be there. And this is what the problem is. Can't verify by email or phone. Can't make or upload verification video. No way to verify as well. So you see right here, there's probably something in here that is you could use as this is my problem right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's this one. All right.
Yeah.
We go to next steps. Now it's going to say, okay, we're working on a support case here. This is a different one I've got for a different client. We're working on a support case. But you would just go through the form here, fill out everything, put your email address in there, and they will get back to you. Now, it's not going to be like right away. It may be
Yeah,
a few days. And then you want to work directly with them to move the needle on that, right? Now, the other thing that you can do also, right, if you're not getting any real resolution with that or it's really taking a long time, I like to go into the post to the help community, okay? The community is just people like you and me that can come in here and say, hey, here's my problem, right? So we could say something like, can't get my site verified by video verification. Right.
Okay.
Hit enter. And what you'll get is some questions here with some, like you hear, my guest house business needs to be verified. I want the verification by email, not text, or text, but not video, right? Getting verified. Video verification is not working, attempt 2. If you go into these things and look through some of these, they may give you some ideas, but also many times what you'll find is there's someone like Cullen here, right? So Cullen is a diamond product expert. He doesn't actually, I know Cullen from Sterling Sky, actually. He's really knowledgeable. One of the guys that I get a lot of my info from some of the stuff that he's done in the past. He's a diamond product expert. So he's not working with Google, but a lot of times he can escalate to people at Google to have it looked at. So basically what you want to do is submit your problem to Google, let them know, give them as many details as you can about the business. They may ask you for things like your ID, or other things. And if you're looking for that information, typically, I'm going to get off of this one and go to my own here. If you go to your Google business profile here and click on the 3 dots, and then you go to business profile settings, and then you go to advanced settings, you'll find your business profile ID. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Many times they're going to ask for your ID. So you can give them the ID. That will let them know who you are, and you can basically let them know about that. Let them know what your URL is, what the name of the company is. Give as much information as you can. Tell them what you're trying to do. You've done this, you've done that. You're getting to a QR code, but when you do that, it's doing something else. Now, I haven't seen a QR code with a video before, honestly. I personally have not had to do a video verification for anything that I've been involved with. I know there's a QR code here for sharing your
for the review.
Yeah, but that's totally different. So that's not what you're talking about, right?
No, it's
Okay.
after we put all our information into the verification thing, it takes us to this QR code and says scan to get your video started. And then me and my dad have scanned it multiple times, but all it does is take us back to the beginning,
Okay. So yeah, that sounds like some kind. Let me ask you this: what kind of phone are you on?
I'm on a Samsung.
Android or Android, right?
Android, yeah. My
Yeah.
dad does too.
Are you working?
But we do it on a laptop when we try to scan it. And
Try doing it on your mobile phone.
Too.
Try doing it on your mobile phone, and you want that mobile phone. You want to be the thing that you're scanning with the mobile phone.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're trying on the laptop, that might be part of the problem.
Yeah,
So,
we've tried that too on the phone, like, but it also takes us back again
okay,
because
if
my
it's in a,
dad scanned it.
yeah, if it's in a cycle, then maybe something's already going on. Maybe they already got it. I would go back to the support forum, right, and start there. That's
Yeah.
going to be your best place. Okay, it's just
Okay.
support.google.com/business to get things started. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to get some water. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right, I'm back, doo-doo. Sorry about that. Usually I have a whole bottle of water sitting next to me, and I forgot today. All right, and so hey, I think that's probably going to be your best bet. And don't, it's not like you did anything wrong or anything. It's just Google GBP is screwy sometimes.
Yeah.
There was a big issue for a long time when they first started doing video verifications where you tried to upload it a bunch of times and didn't go, or it uploaded and then they never got back to you, and it was just it's the whole video verification has been a nightmare, honestly. So you're not alone in this. Obviously, other people are having the same problem, right? And here's someone posting a second time about what's going on here. So read through some of these comments that are here. Look for some of those product experts. Like I said, the guy Colin, he's really good at this stuff. He works with Sterling Sky. Sterling Sky is really one of the best local search companies out there. They do a lot of great,
Okay.
tests and studies. Love their stuff. Highly recommend it. Checking out sterlingsky.ca.
Okay.
Let me stop my share here. Anybody else have a question? Go for it, Elaine.
Okay, as the last time I was here, I was talking about a problem with Google Merchant Center,
Mhm.
which I figured out.
What was it?
It was just in the Google Merchant Center where you enter all the profile information for that business. There was just this obscure couple of boxes. One wanted the name of the business or something stupid, and the other was put a URL in for the return policy from the website. It had to be
Okay.
from the website. So I had both of those, so I put those in, and then suddenly, ta-da, we were, that
Okay,
was
good. So it was just filling out more of the detail. Yeah. When it comes to especially Merchant Center, right? Because they're basically acting as a shopping platform, right? So they really want to make sure that you have your ducks in a row before they allow you onto their platform. And that's probably what that was all about. But anyway, what's your other
okay. So then now I get these assessments via email. Let's see, your June, whatever, your report card for June for your merchant center. And I'm getting concerned about, well, the store quality for the images seems to be throwing it off. They give you could be low, fair, good, great, or exceptional for your store. We're good, but not
Okay.
exceptional. And they say the images per offer incomplete. The high-res images are only fair. And I'm starting to regret that I used Smush and Imagify and WebP
Right.
instead of keeping them bigger, you know?
Mhm. Well, usually, and again, I don't know how you're providing the data to Google, but usually when you do upload your images, you upload them originally at a premium level, right? A high res version, and then these tools break them down or create different variations of them.
Right, right.
Now WebP is usually a very solid image, and while it reduces size, it doesn't typically reduce a lot of the
Data.
resolution, yeah, of the data, and so it looks really good. So I would suggest, taking a look in your media library, like actually look at the file system and see if there's something there that you can turn on to allow Google to see those images, as opposed to what might be happening is it might be just uploading the smushed versions. So see if there's some way that it can look at a higher res version. And you may need to go into your file system, right? Because like your media center,
Yeah.
and not even like not even the ones uh in WordPress, but like go into like file manager, right? Like FTP into it and look at the actual files. And usually when you upload one file, you see like 6 or 7 versions of that same file, but one says like, different level, different, pixel, 250 by 500, 500 by
Yeah.
1000, 1000 by 2000, like it gives you all the different options. And then see about like maybe there's some way to kind of work it to have it upload the higher resolution things. Because you want to see because with Google, it should be able to give it the highest resolution WebPs, and it should be able to then scale down as necessary. They'll do their own scaling. But you definitely want to have those images. Because let's face it, if you're shopping for something, you want to be able to blow it up. You probably done shopping, you go to Amazon and
Yeah.
blow things up. I was looking at instant coffee today online, and I was actually like zooming in to read the label to see what kind of coffee it was, So yeah, I would definitely see about that. But yeah, again, I don't know how you're feeding to Merchant Center, like how you're actually feeding the data to Merchant Center, but it may be something in the feed that you've got to tweak a little bit.
Okay. All right. I didn't think about that.
All right. Okay, so I've got a question looks like came in from YouTube. Anybody who is watching on YouTube live with us, you can join us live and come in and ask your question or have your site evaluated. Just visit us at ask.stevescottseo.com. You see the URL behind me here, stevescottseo.com, ask.stevescottseo.com. You can come on in, join us, and so let's see what we've got. All right, so someone says, do you mind asking him his thoughts on pagination? Currently thinking about building my site out and approaching it backwards, basically thinking about what pages I want first other than the home page. And he says, and it says, probably we'll see, and figuring out the canonicalization and how I want everything structured. From what I've read, I want every page to be reached from the home page within 2 to 3 clicks for indexing and user experience. Okay, so that's all really good, right? Typically, when we are designing sites or thinking about structure, layout of the URL structure, it's a much better idea to build it out almost like a menu, right? I kind of think of it like you said, you've got 2 or 3 clicks, right? We don't want to have 6 clicks down to get to a page. You want each page to be pretty easy to get to navigate to from either your main menu structure or from a page on that main menu that can then take you down to the 2nd level page and then maybe down to a 3rd level page if necessary. So when you're building out your site, it's not that you're approaching it backwards. You need to lay out the site before you build it. So you want to have, okay, I want to have services here. If I'm going to have location, I want to have a location subfolder. And if I'm going to have locations in multiple states, I'm going to have locations / Florida, locations / Georgia, locations / New York. And under each state, you might have a city. Maybe under Florida, you might have / Tampa, / Clearwater, / St. Pete. So think about that process that you're having initially before you even design any content. What's the layout going to be? What kind of products are you going to sell? What kind of categories are you going to have? And it's always a really good idea to sort of build out just a baseline menu structure, homepage, about us page, and all the basic services, location, products, whatever, what categories of products you may have. Under each category, you may have, subcategories as well. So I think what you're thinking about doing is spot on. It's really smart rather than kind of willy-nillying it and kind of, as they come up, you're building them out. Again, I'll read the question to you guys again. It says, by the way, pagination is not what this is. When you talk pagination in the SEO world, that's when you're listing out all of your blog content and it says next, and it goes page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. That's pagination, okay? But again, in this case, this is currently thinking about building out my site and approaching it backwards, basically thinking about what pages I want first other than the home page, and then figuring out the canonicalization and how I want everything structured. From what I read, every page should be reached from the home page within 2 to 3 clicks. You're 100% correct on that, 100% correct on what you're doing. So this is One Leg Chris, I think is the name on the thing, One Leg Chris. So Chris, yeah, perfect idea. Definitely work it that way. I think you're definitely heading down the right path as well. So that's a question from YouTube. All right. Anybody else with questions? We have a new person in the room, Ashley. Hello, Ashley. Good to have you aboard. If you have any questions at all you'd like asked, please show your face, unmute yourself, and let us know what kind of question or what kind of problem you'd be having that you need some help with. If not, anybody else is welcome to ask another question. Again, this is free form Q&A. Any questions that you may be having, any thoughts you've been wondering about your website, your competitors' websites, your problem you're having, why you're not ranking somewhere, or anything like that.
Well, I have one more question about Google Merchant Center.
Go for it. I'm not like 100% on Google Merchant Center, by the way.
I know.
Not like, okay.
I know. Nobody is really.
I used to do a lot more e-commerce stuff back in the day, and I was much more involved with it and all the other shopping ins, like when you had like Nextag and Shopzilla and all the other ones out there. Used to do a lot of that too. But anyway, go on.
They seem to be pushing me, the store owner, to using their proprietary photo enhancement thing. It's some kind of AI thing. And I'm just saying, like, let's say you had a picture of some pottery on a table, it would throw all kinds of backgrounds in there and swooshy stuff. But, that's not appropriate for this particular artwork. That's, you're not going to enhance it. But I'm just asking, is that what it is? It just
I don't know.
wants you to use their tool, their photo tool.
So if it's a Google tool, I've always been like, like Google Business Profile is a great example, right? So I really like using all of Google's tools wherever possible. So if they have a tool that they're saying, hey, this tool can do something for you, great. But if it's only benefit, it's to sort of make the photo look a little bit, whatever, with background and not really enhance the quality of the photo, or make the or it's pulling the photo in to, lower its resolution, yet keep the quality of it, then it may not be for you, right? Or maybe there's some setting within it that you can say, hey, keep the image as is, but go ahead and just leave it as is, but go ahead and optimize it for argument's sake, right? Make it smaller, make it better. I don't know the tool, so I can't really give you any hard line yes or no. What I would probably even do, and I've been doing this a lot, any kind of the Google tools questions, I go to Gemini and I'll ask Gemini about the tool. And I go, hey, you guys want me to use this tool? You're supposed to be doing this. I don't want this. I don't want that. Is there some way I can do that? What benefit do I get out of doing this? And a lot of times that what I'm doing these days on any of my prompts, whether it be ChatGPT or Gemini or the others, I always kind of wrap up with, ask me any questions you may have to help you make a better prompt so I can get better answers. And that's been a world of difference, right? Because like I just asked something today. I did an audit for someone last week. She has a recipe website, right? She's strawberry. She's a Canadian lady. Has a website, looks nice, but all her recipes are blog posts, and they're all like, mysite.com/blog/ and the name of the recipe. And I'm like, wow, it'd be a lot better if it said recipe rather than blog, right? And so she's hiring us to go ahead and switch it over. And so I kind of just went into ChatGPT and I was kind of playing around, like, hey, what do I got to do to take this, to change the slug from blog to this? And, here's the old URL. I want to look like this. And, what would I have to do? I'd rather use HT access, whatever. And I said, ask me any questions to clarify. And it asked me like 5 or 6 really pointy questions. Like, are you using like, Yoast or Rank Math, one of the other ones? Is the category labeled in the category as a baseline category blog? Is it custom coded? And ask me a bunch of really salient questions. I wouldn't have thought to deliver that information to it. So, and that helped me fill it out, and went, all you gotta do is this, and then do this and this. And if you want details, once you know which way the category's been set up, let me know, and I can give you the details on how to get it done. So I would do something very similar with Gemini for this tool, asking what it can do for you, asking it to not do this, fill in the background stuff, but this is what you want it. Is this what you're useful for? And if so, how do I go ahead making that happen?
Okay. That's a good idea. That's great.
I love that. That's my favorite thing when people say that's a good idea. That and you make a lot of sense. I love those people say that. All All right, so I hear Ashley just about Ashley, I got your message. She said that she's just here to learn. Honestly, doesn't know what questions to ask. Again, Ashley, there's no dumb questions, right? It's only sitting there wondering about something and not asking it. That's the dumb thing to do. So if you do have anything going on or anything, if you have a website and you're wondering why it's not ranking, or you're like, if there's something in particular you want to know more about, let me know. Like that, we're learning about. I work for the training academy, so we train people from very, very basics, brand newbies. I've had people walk into my class that knew zero about web design or websites at all in class, and a week later they were like, wow. Obviously they weren't experts a week later, but they saw a lot of what the potential is, and they kind of were able to at least manage their way through. Again, again, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I know we have a couple of other messages come in, and you'd like to come join us live, just go to ask.stevescottseo.com and we'll be good to go. Anybody else? I see. Does anybody else one? See, Greg, you showed up. I don't know if you stepped away and came back, or if you have a question.
Yeah, no, I had some questions if no one else has that
Go
there.
for it.
I'm trying to improve my local SEO ranks on my website. I've seen some things about it, but I feel like I always get kind of conflicting information and don't know the best place to start. Our office is just one location. We serve the whole state of Florida, but primarily trying to focus on Brandon and the Tampa Bay area here.
Okay.
So should I be creating service pages for each neighborhood or location or city that I'm trying to target, like auto insurance Brandon, auto insurance Tampa, like those types of things? Because I worry about duplicate content when I'm doing that.
So okay, so so yes, that is what you need to do. Let's just pull a couple things in there, right? Little caveats. From a Google Business Profile perspective, okay, you're not going to be able to rank all over Florida in the
Right.
local pack, right? So
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's just throw it up. You have a location in Brandon or Tampa, whatever, fine. You can list that address if people can come meet you, and you've got an address, and you'll get found locally for that. And I would encourage you to do that just to get some local business to always coming in the door. The way to really go about, and you can see if you look here, I'll show you something for argument's sake. Okay, I've shown this one before. I think it was this Plano, Texas. I think it's Thompson's. I always forget the name of it. It's been a while. Let me go a different route. I'll go to my Premiere Pro guys. So this is a local client of ours, pressure washer, right? And he's got lots of services, right? He's got these services. So each of these things is its own piece of content, right? Sidewalk cleaning, pool deck cleaning, pool screening, closure cleaning. What are you laughing at?
Steve,
Sorry, I don't know if it's me or you that's cutting out. Yeah, I think we just lost him. Can you guys hear me still?
yeah, I can. My internet dropped out there. I was actually just laughing because Jeremy's in my BNI group.
Get out of here.
I was just writing a web page, creating a link for him.
Good, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Good, so good. He's doing some link building. Great. Jeremy's with me for a while. I love those two. Tiffany and Jeremy are awesome people. So here, perfect example then, right? You can see what we're doing for these guys, all right? So they've got all the different services they offer, and we've recently split things up, like the pool screen enclosure and the pool deck cleaning. We have one page. We split them out as two separate entities, so people who look for specific things, we want to have information for that. What we've also done, though, is we've gone to the service area level. So here's what you're talking about, right? We're listing out all the primary cities. He's down the Apollo Beach area, so you can see most of these cities are kind of down that way. We're not looking like, you're not seeing, I mean, there's Wesley Chapel, but you're not seeing like Newport Richey and Port Richey and Trinity and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
What we've done is, let's say we go to, we'll go to Parrish for argument's sake, right in the middle. So here's a Parrish, Florida pressure washing, right? And we have all content about pressure washing in Parrish, kind of a generic thing, a little video, location, kind of where Parrish is. And then we have a page here for each of the services in Parrish. So basically, while there's a travertine service page here, there's a travertine ceiling for Parrish. And you can see the URL structure, which kind of goes back to what Chris had asked earlier from YouTube. We thought this out. We have service area, Parrish, Florida, travertine ceiling. And now we have a page just for travertine sealing in parish. Okay. And each of these pages interlink to their other siblings. So as we come down, here's the other. So they all kind of interlink to one another, right? So if I go to paver sealing, now I'm in paver sealing for Parish, Florida. At the bottom of this page, I interlink to the other cities as well. So all pages link to all the other pages. Here's all the cities. So if I go to Gibsonton, now I go to the service area of Gibsonton. In Gibsonton, I've got 9 services for each of his services. So this is now, as far as duplicate content is concerned, you got to be careful with this, right? You know, we started him out with, this was before the helpful content update came out from Google, which kind of said, you know, you can't just replicate things over the course of it. You can't just duplicate everything and swap out one city name for the next city name. That's how we started it. Then we went back in and we started to create unique content on each of those pages. And we're still trying to get all of these pages in the unit, because let's face it, we have all these service areas, right? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, like 19 or 20 service areas, 8 or 10 services. We actually just added a couple. We have to rework this because we have those 2. We split out 2 of them, so it's going to add a whole bunch of new pages. So like, you know, a couple hundred pages got added pretty quickly. And so Google's still coming back and indexing and crawling. But what's been great is the ones that are showing up, these are showing up in AI overviews. They're showing up not locally, but they're showing up at the top of Google because we have individual cities with individual products. And I'm trying to, let me see if I can find one that's which ones of Gibsonton are in there, so we can kind of get one. All right, so it looks like expert pressure washing Gibsonton. Let's see if we can find one. I'm just shooting in the dark here, folks. No AI over there. Let me try. Okay, travertine sealing in Sefner, right? Well, look what happened. Showing up right here in the AI overview, Premier Pro Wash and Seal is right here. Right there, Premier Pro Wash and Seal over here as one of the links. Right here, sponsored link, not there, sponsored, not there, sponsored, not there, sponsored, not there. Paver sealing is the first non-paid. Premier Pro Sefner is the next non-paid. Okay, so it's in AI, and why? Because we have these pages sitting out there, all of the cities, each of the services, all interlinking, all talking to one another. So, in answer to your question, yes, do this. Create pages of content. Start with each city individually, right? Create a city page for each city you want to service and talk about what products you have. If you're only selling one thing, then you don't need more than one page for each city. But you do want that page to be everything. It's got to be who, what, where, when, why, and how for that. You want to use FAQs on the pages too. And even a lot of times you want to, in the FAQs, you want to even use the words. I don't know if we're doing that on his sites yet. Let me double check on that. I think on one of our other sites, we're doing this too. Yeah, no, we're not doing the FAQs here. What we were doing for some clients is we'd have an FAQ section at the bottom in like an accordion folder. And for each city, you might say, you know, should I seal my pavers in Gibsonton? And then in the next one says, should I seal my pavers in Sefner? Next one says, should I seal my pavers in? There's a whole list of FAQs. We tweak the answers a little bit so they're not all the same. And then we use structure data to talk to the engines in a language that they understand so that we can pass it the information it needs. And it's worked wonders, right? All these pages, they're not getting thousands of clicks, but you had 150 pages, each getting 1 or 2 clicks. Now you're getting 300-400 clicks that you weren't getting before. And they're very focused on where and what. So think about this. This again goes back to the first question about organizing and structuring your website, right? And that's what we did here too. By organizing this, structuring it, we know where everything is. I can easily go, if I want to go find, like if I'm looking at, you know, travertine, let me go back to the travertine page. Yeah, let's go here. Now, I easily know if I go here and I put in parish, I'm going to get the parish travertine page. It never loads. There we go, right? Boom, we're in there. So structuring, site content is perfect. If you have more than one product, you said you're an insurance guy?
Yeah.
Auto insurance, was it, or other insurance?
So auto, homeowners, flood insurance. I do a lot of other like little small stuff, but those are the main like content pages I've been trying to create for each area.
That's what you want. So everything now, again, in our membership program, our All-Star membership program, and we've done this in the past, we have a program for location landing pages, making really solid location and what you should have on them. And I used examples of Meineke, Home Depot, and Chili's, right? So if I go to something like Chili's near me, right? I didn't put the me in there, but Google figured it out. So you'll see here, there's 3 of them nearby, West Chapel, Odessa, and another one nearby. And if I look at the website down here, you can kind of see where it's going. It says US, says locations, US, Florida, Land O'Lakes, and it's got a tracking code in there. This one here is US, Florida, Odessa, Suncross crossings, excuse me. And if I go into any one of them, you'll see they talk about some of the elements, right? Calls to action high at the top, start an order now, address and hours of information, a Google embedded map, times and effort of what's going on here, services that you can get at this place, other nearby locations. I don't have a whole lot on this one. Let me go to, I think it was Meineke. I think that's how you spell it. Google fixed it for me. There we go. Let me go to one of theirs, go to this website, and notice it does land directly on the page. His location, Florida landing pages. So here they've got same thing, schedule, book now, right up front, right? The name of what they are, auto repair, mechanic shop in Land O'Lakes. That is so SEO'd right there, right? That's SEO 101. We get here, here's the address, here's the directions, and that's going to link them off to a Google map going to the site. Phone number, the hours, some coupons at that location. And it says at this location, maybe different ones elsewhere. Email or text about it. Different services they have here, right? Maybe not all of them have all these services. So they've got different things for different services. Here is, again, trustworthy auto repair, conveniently located in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Total SEO optimization right there, right? And it says, does your vehicle need auto repair service? Land O'Lakes, Florida. Save time and money, but right, this is, again, optimized content, short paragraph, talks about payments that's accepting, some financing if you want it, careers at this location. Here's some reviews that are going on here. And then they've got the rest of the bottom here, okay? Perfect. This is awesome. Everything you can want. The only thing I'd say they're missing maybe is some FAQs. But in the membership, we have a whole hour-long section on these location landing pages, the kinds of things that you can put on them to really enhance the hell out of them so that if someone's looking for, hey, let's take one of their keywords, right? We have this. We'll go trustworthy, auto repair. I'm going to say near me. I'm in Land O'Lakes. And Willow Bend comes up, but Meineke's sponsored right there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see them down here. Let's see. Are they showing up at all organically? Discussion forums, Yelp, a lot of Yelp. Sponsored. Yeah, I don't see them here. Interesting. Let me try going. I don't show there. All right, they're here. And there's the Land O'Lakes location. They showed up a little bit. I thought they'd do a little better than that, but maybe they're over optimized. We haven't really evaluated their website. Anyway, so I think that's a long way around of answering your question there. Yes, build out your content like this. Make sure it's unique content. Don't copy paste. Tweak it a little bit. Change it around a little bit. Include information maybe about the town that you're in and some of the features about the town. Add the different services. Maybe not every office does every service. That's not going to be the case with you. And then don't forget those smaller products. Those might be the ones that others aren't pushing. That if you are, it might bring in some additional revenue that might not have gotten there if you're just trying to have one page for that and not splitting them out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, focus on the main ones first. So on that Google My Business one, though, am I better off since I'm only one location? I think I heard in those cases to use your homepage and not a location-specific landing page. Is that?
No. If you have a location-specific landing page, yeah, you want to drop it to that location page. And that location page, the only difference really is on that page, You're going to have your address. You're going to have an embedded Google map for it. You also want to link back to your Google business profile from that page, so they're kind of connected. And your structured data, you want to have the local business structured data on that page that also has the same information, the address, the phone number, the name, the hours, the pricing, all that fun stuff. And that also would link back and connect, in a sense, connect the two of them together. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I would definitely do it that way, just like these guys are doing it too. Whether you have one location or multiple ones, if you have a page for that location, which you would, I would assume, then have it go to that page, not to the homepage.
Okay.
Because again, if you're in Tampa and you wind up on a homepage that has every city around, right, it's not as valuable for the user. If the user lands on the Tampa page where you have all the information about Tampa and the phone number and the location and whatever else, you're giving much more value to the user, which is what it's all about. Okay.
Gotcha. Thanks.
All right. I see Aiden said he had another question. Aiden was
Yes, I do.
before you there, Ashley. So I get you next, Ashley.
Okay.
Go on, Aiden.
Question is right now we're using a ranking coach for our SEO optimization, and I would like to know if that is a good way to optimize our SEO. And I've noticed that our competitors that AI chooses are not really our competitors, because it shows about like window cleaning or something else, and we're in general landscape of remodelation and all that.
Is this a plugin that you're using, or it's some other external tool?
It's a website that we use. It's Ranking Coach.
I don't know that. So the name of the site is Ranking Coach, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Ranking Coach. I've never heard of them, Aiden, so I really can't give you an honest opinion about this. I'm not really sure what it is they do, how they do it, or who is doing it for them. But if you're not seeing things that you'd expect to see, then they might not be the right way to go. It looks like sorry?
Do you have a specific like AI or company that would optimize us better?
I mean, optimizing AI, we you need to really understand what the optimization process is and how it works, so that AI can give you information and give you value, but it's not always going to be what you want. So you really have to have a more understanding of on-site SEO optimization, title tags, description tags, heading tags, bulleted lists, internal linking structures, anchor text. You have to kind of know what that all is. It all kind of plays into the optimization. You might actually, I don't know if you're using like a WordPress site or not. And if you are, if you're using one of the AI, one of the SEO tools like Yoast or All-in-One or Rank Math, one of those. I've always used Yoast. I've been a Yoast guy for a long time. The other ones are great too. Don't get Yoast, Yoast.
Oh, okay.
They have a free plugin and they have a paid plugin that you can use. They've been doing this. They were probably one of the, I think they were second. All-in-One SEO was I think first. Yoast came in second, but really surpassed them really, really quickly. And then a bunch of other sites came in like Squirrely and Rank Math has been really good. I've seen some really good things with that. We have a few clients that we've adopted that have that one, and we like that too. I like Yoast because Yoast kind of is a little bit of a cheat sheet. It'll tell you when things are missing. But here's the thing with any of these tools, right? If you don't know about optimization, it can steer you down the wrong path. For example, any tool that you look at, whether it be SEMrush, Ahrefs, Yoast, it's going to say that you shouldn't have a title tag longer than 50, 55 characters long. And it'll demote you or give you a lower score if you have it longer than that. And the deal with that is that's what shows in Google, right? In the blue link when you're on the desktop or on the mobile device. However, there is no set rule anywhere or penalty for going longer than that. The penalty is that no one's going to see it, but Google will. Google can see the title tag, the 200 character title tag. They just won't display it all on the search results page. They only show you the first 50, 55 characters. So you can actually use other parts of that to add some more keywords in there, right? Put in your location for the pages that you're working on. Use secondary and tertiary things. But the problem is, Yoast is going to tell you, hey, this is a problem. You're in the red. You're way too. You're 65 characters. You're in the red. This is no good. It's not no good. What you have to understand is those first 55 characters or so, because it's not character based, it's pixel length that it decides how it's going to show. Only certain number of those characters are actually going to show in the search results, right? So I'm looking at results. So this is my, the titles that you're seeing here, but occasionally, let me see if, sorry?
I have one more question when you're done.
Sure, hang on one sec here. So if you're going, so you can like see here, right? How this is the title of my page, consulting and training, but it's like a ... So what that means is there's other things in the title tag that you're not seeing because it's extending out. If I come in here and I hit my little tool here, it's 185 characters. I have search engine optimization training, best Tampa SEO agency, providing SEO service for over 20 years in Tampa Bay, Florida. So I have Tampa Bay, FL, Tampa Bay. I have all that stuff in there, right?
Okay.
And the idea is that, yeah, it's longer than the 65 characters, but all the other stuff, it shows up to about here. But all this stuff, Google can still see. They can still read it. They can still use it and understand it. So if you have products, for example, Elaine, if you're using in your product stuff, you can put in SKUs and part numbers and stuff like that. That might be kind of boring to read in a title, but in Google, they'll see it. Now, that doesn't mean that Merchant Center might limit you to a certain number as well. I forget what their numbers are if they limit you to like what you're feeding it, but you can go longer. You're not getting penalized for that. But you do need to understand the principles of SEO to know that, hey, just because this tool says no doesn't mean it's wrong. And you have to know when it is wrong to not do something also, right? Like you don't want to stuff a bunch of keywords in a keyword meta tag that could more call spam, for argument's sake. But it's knowing that makes the difference. All right, so Aiden, you had a follow-up question on that?
No, it's just another question.
All right, well, let me get back to you because Ashley was waiting as well, and I want to get to her first, and then we'll come back to you, okay? And actually, I have another one in the chat room also, so I'll go to that one too. Ashley, welcome. What's your question?
Hey there, Steve. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So of course, my question is about SEO. I own an accounting firm and have so for the last 8 years. I changed my business name about 3 years ago because a lot of customers was associating with me with just a tax office and not necessarily a full service accounting firm. So my original name was Fields Tax and Accounting, and now I'm Fields Accounting Firm. And before even making the switch, I noticed because I was on WordPress and Yoast worked wonders for me as well. I was ranking high, but when I changed my firm name, I also switched from WordPress to a platform called Kartra. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that platform. I was just trying to, more built-in pages. It was just easier for me because WordPress became overwhelming to maintain just by myself. But my issue is I would like for you to do maybe a site review of my current website to see what I can improve on, because when I made this switch, I did lose about like 10%, but I would say about 12% of my clientele because a lot of them assumed that I closed down. So I'm just trying to build up my my ranking because I was #1 in my area for a long time.
When you changed your site, we'll take a look at your site. We'll do your review for you in a bit. When you changed your name of your business, did you change the URL of the business?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that's probably where the problem came. If you went from abc.com to xyz.com, that's what the problem was. All right.
Okay.
So, and we'll take a look at that. So let's save that. I think you'll be a good example to use as an audit, and we can take a look at your old website and see if that's causing some. But that's usually what happens if you don't set up redirection properly to take the old to the new. That you bleed dry very quickly.
I did not do that whatsoever.
Yeah, that could be a problem. In fact, I just had the same situation with a client just hired us to fix that for them. They went ahead and had an old website that was ranking really well, that had a lot of content on it, but it was a really, really long name.
It was.
And they wound up going ahead and making a shorter name, but they didn't redirect stuff properly, and they had a bunch of links pointing at the old website. So it's kind of like somebody referring you to somebody else, not
Exactly.
to, and no one kind of
Yeah.
said, "Oh wait, you gotta go over here." It's like detour. So think of it this way: it's almost like if you move, like physically move from one home to a new home, you got to put a change of address in at the post office, right? So anything that
Right,
comes
right,
to the old address will now be forwarded to you.
right.
Same is true on the web. If you change URLs, which is like changing houses, changing homes, you have to forward all of your old mail to your new, not only mail, but your old traffic to your new traffic through some redirection. So we'll take a look at your site. You'll be a good one to use as our go-to. So hang tight a bit, and we'll get to you in a little bit. All right?
Okay, awesome, no problem.
Anywhere. Let me go back over here to the YouTube when they were waiting as well. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, you'd like to join the crowd here, join the party, go to ask.stevescottseo.com. We are doing broadcasting live. You can come in, you can talk to us, you can hang out with us as well, and you can ask your questions here or have your audit, your site reviewed. All right, so another one was someone asked me what my thoughts were on creating video content, then transcribing it to blog content, etc., and repurposing it on other platforms, YouTube, etc. 100% yes. That's an awesome thing to do. In fact, we used to talk about, like, back in the day, you're better off starting with video, and from the video, you can get a transcript out of it. It's very easy now with AI or YouTube to get the transcripts these days. The transcripts can then be, what we've been doing, we've actually been embedding pages on a web, like videos on someone's website, then having a transcription of that video on the page as well. But now we can have H1s and H2s, and we can like internal links in the content. And then on that page where the video is embedded from YouTube or some other platform, we're optimizing the titles and the descriptions and the URLs. They all have good keyword rich stuff as well. And then we have an author and all that kind of fun stuff at the bottom there too. And of course, we could then take pictures, right? Sometimes you can just grab a screen grab of what you're doing, and that can go on as a picture or a photo somewhere else. So there's definitely lots of things that you can do. But yeah, it's a really good idea to create video content, transcribe it, put it on your website, put it as your blog or a vlog. We don't just use the blog, the transcript. We actually embed the video on top. So if someone hits that page, they can watch the video or they can read the transcript. If they watch the video that's embedded on your page of your website, it's actually like another counter, another one person's watching on YouTube, if that's where you've stored that. So really good idea. In fact, I'll show you another cool little thing that we're playing around with on Jeremy's site. We have embedded a new tool. We're still fixing this out a little bit. It's not complete yet, but Jeremy's got a bunch of videos on YouTube, and we've created a little plugin that should be up for beta testing soon. So if you guys are interested, let me know. And what it basically does is it goes out to YouTube, pulls in all the videos automatically. It takes very little time to do any of this. You can watch the video where I'll just pop up and show you the video. You can read the description, which comes from the description of the page, okay, actual description. What we're trying to do right now is work with the API that if there's no description, to pull the transcript as that little pop-up. And then if you go to view post, you now have a page on the website that has the video and the description on it. And this has worked wonders. It's been amazing. These videos are now showing up in the video carousels on mobile. They're showing up in other places as well. The one thing we're trying to fix here, again, the two things we really want to fix here are, one, I don't like the slug. The slug is sort of like a name here. We want to get it to say, video / patio sealer wet look, paper sealing transformation, to kind of have that in there with dashes. And then also trying to get the transcript to be pulled in using AI and made look good, look nice. Now, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to have H1s, H2s, H3s, but hell, you click a button. This is great if you have, especially if you have a lot of content in your YouTube channel. If not, then all you got to do is upload a new video to YouTube, and it'll automatically populate into this, and you have a page on your website and your YouTube, all your transcript, everything else pulling all at once. So this is a cool little thing we're working on to finish this off. We're having a new plugin that Dave's been building out over the last 6 months or so. It's going to be awesome. Doing AI stuff, it's doing structured data stuff, it's automatically recognizing things and putting in structured code in there. It's been mind-boggling what he's been doing. So I'm sure we'll announce something when we're ready to kind of get it out there for some beta testing. You guys be able to check it out. Okay, so that's the one question there. Let me go back to Aiden, right? You said you had another question. You're muted if I don't know if you're talking or not, Aiden. All right, maybe stepped away. Let me go back over to YouTube chat here. Someone says, so if you have menus on the home page and every subsequent page that shows the HTML text appearing quite frequently of the same text, has he ever noticed issues with his sites having such duplicate amount of keywords? Okay, so I think what I'm understanding here is the menu at the top is structured in HTML, right? If you have a lot of pages in the a lot of content in the menu structure, that can be seen as, a lot of the same content on every page, repetitive content on the same page. Is that a problem? I've not found it to be a problem. No. Most of the time, Google, when you look at these things, content tends to be, with paragraph tags and heading tags and so on. Menu items are sort of they're mostly list items, right? They're mostly like, they're not formatted that way, but they're like check boxes. They're LI tags or other kind of tags. They're all kind of squared up one next to one another. Typically, you're not going to have any kind of problem with that. I mean, we've seen people have a menu at the top, menu at the bottom. Generally speaking, that's not going to pose any real problem in the long run, especially if anything, it would give you the opportunity to have the words that are in your menu also on the page of your website. But remember, Google is really smart these days. The AI, they've been using AI for a lot longer than we have, going all the way back to Hummingbird and Brain, Rank Brain, and the other ones that were back in the day even, and BERT, all that stuff. So they've been using AI for a long, long time, and they understand paragraphs, content, layout. They can kind of see what a page looks like too. When you go look in Search Console, it renders the page. Google can see what a menu is and what your body content is on the page. They know. And so I would not worry about that at all. So yeah, no, don't worry about it. I don't think you can get any kind of issue with duplicate amount of keywords, because it's not really a keyword. It's part of a menu structure that's helping guide your users around the site. So you should be fine. All right. Anybody else? I don't know if Aiden, if you're back or not. If you have that one more question, go ahead and go for it.
Yes.
Go for it.
For the ranking, we have our website, but I don't think it's very good right now. And I was wondering if you had any recommendations to where to build our website.
To where to build your website? What do you mean?
Yeah, what companies what AI can help us with that.
So do you have a website?
Yes, and we're using Squarespace right now, but my dad doesn't have the login.
Okay. Okay. I'm not a big fan of Squarespace, honestly. The whole AI building your website. There's some tools out there. There's GenSpark that can help with that. Even like some of the Elementor has some automatic tools that you can use to kind of build out things sort of automatically. But honestly, you got to get under the hood and do stuff, man. Like, it's very rare that you're going to find something that's going to AI create a website that's awesome for you. I have been playing with some of this on our own with some of our own stuff, and it looks okay. It's not bad, but it doesn't actually generate 20, 30, 40 pages of your stuff with your content and your images and anything else. We here in-house, we tend to use a lot of WordPress sites because of the flexibility, because of all the tools out there through plugins, because of the ability, the very easy ability to, if you don't like your developer, to get rid of them and have somebody else come in and work on it, rather than having a custom website that someone built for you and you're kind of locked into them. Or I just took over a client. He was using a company called Hibu, Hibu, and Hibu basically built the site on their platform. And once you leave Hibu, you can't have the site anymore. You have to recreate the whole damn thing. Well, what good is that? Most people never stay with one platform for 20 years, but they hope their business does. You want to have control of your site, of your business, of where it's sitting at. Squarespace, same thing, right? If you go to Squarespace, well, what happens if Squarespace folds up or closes down or something goes on, or their servers crash or whatever, or they change something and they change the way they do something? you're out of luck. So I am not a big fan of I don't like Wix. I don't like any of the builders out there. I don't like Squarespace. Now, I do like Shopify, I think, for what it does and why I say I think it does a really good job of it. And they've done a lot of help in building out some of the SEO. But a tool, an AI tool that just builds websites, I don't know of one that really can just ground up build you out a website. Website is a lot of, getting the right imagery, getting the right layout, look and feel that you like. What I like visually may not be what you like visually, or what the user might like visually. What I would suggest you do is go take a look at the top competitors, see what they are. Actually, let's just take a look at your site, honestly. What's the URL of the website?
Green Landscaping of Sacramento.
Say it again.
Green Landscaping of Sacramento.
There we go.
And could you also audit it, review it?
Yes, we'll do that. Yours and Ashley. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So all right, let's do that in a moment, and then let's ask if there's any other questions before we do the audits. I think it's probably time we should start doing that. But is there any last questions at all?
Yeah. Okay. Do you recommend Wix for the website builder?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. No. Yeah, any of those tools, those tool-based things, I don't like, because you're building on their platform and you don't own it. I mean, you do, but you don't, right? If they make changes, if their servers are a problem, if they're not the right, I would much rather have control of my own hosting account, control of my own files, control of my backups, control of my security, control of my ability to add new products. And again, what I like about WordPress is, while it can sometimes be a pain in the butt to speed up or fix, there are tools out there, there's developers out there, there's tons of them. I think it's 30% of all new websites are WordPress or something like that. And more and more, even big, giant, huge companies are using WordPress as their platform. So for me personally, this is my opinion, I like WordPress a lot more than any of these other ones. I've worked with Wix and Squarespace and Volusion and Haibu, and there was another one for a legal firm that we worked with, another just garbage one, because they're not, they're trying to do something for every one of their clients, right? All at the same time, but each client may be different. What their needs are could be different. Even in the same industry, needs are different sometimes, So to have one platform that you think is going to work for everybody, not necessarily the case. But I'm not here to to criticize anybody. I'm not a fan of the way that they build out. So all right, well, so let's do this. So let's move over to the audits. All right, and since Ashley, I was gonna say I would do yours first, right? Because we said we'd come back to you. So let's start with yours, Ashley, and then we'll go to Aiden's and that one, and we'll pull it up from there. So let's start. Let me actually open up one of my. And actually, if you want to throw the link into the chat or something, or just want to let me know what the URL is, we can do that too.
You want the old one or the new one first?
Give me both. Give me both.
Okay. The old one is Fields Tax and Accounting, my last name, and the new one is Fields Accounting Firm.
FieldsTaxandAccounting.com.
Correct.
So the way you see it up there, do I have it right?
Yes, you do.
That's the old URL, so it can't be reached. That's fine. And then new tab, and the new one is, I'm sorry.
FieldsAccountingFirm.com.
Okay. All right. So this is the new site, correct?
That's correct.
All right, great. Let's first take a look at what we have with the old site, right? Obviously, there's nothing there because it's not working anymore, right? But let's see if there's, and I have FieldsTaxandAccounting.com, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna hit enter on that. Okay, so there's no pages in Google's index, which is good. I mean, and how long ago did you swap it over?
It's been about 3 years now.
Oh, that's a little while. Okay, so if you did have any ones in there, they're long gone. Let me also do this. Control C, Site Explorer. Let me go here, and let's take a look and see if there's any links out there still. And there are. So you can see here there are 30 domains that have 292 links pointing at the old site.
Wow.
Okay. So if you were to look at those, let me go to the referring domains. Easy way to look at it here. Actually, no, we go to backlinks. Yeah, it'd be a little bit more detailed. So here's like, the manifest.com is still pointing at Fields Tax and Accounting. They are still ranking or linking to this page here, Fields Tax and Accounting. This is also looks like a specific URL to track. Here's Smyrna, GA, Georgia pages. That's also linking. This geekpark.net. This is probably a junk site. They're linking to you. So all of these URLs are currently linking to your old site.
Okay.
And what that means is like they are referring you to someone that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So
Maybe that's where the 12% is.
Let me ask you this. Do you still own the domain Fields Tax and Accounting?
I believe so. I believe yes, I do. Maybe I don't. I'll need to check HostGator. I don't believe I actually. I think maybe this year is when it actually fell off in terms of me owning the rights.
Take a look because there's two ways to go about this, right? You've got you have a bunch of links, online courses, schools, here's the city directory, finance.
Yeah, I was killing it back in the day.
So you've got some decent links. Some are garbage, but some you're always going to get garbage links here, but some are pretty good. And they're linking to the web page here. So there's a couple things you can do. The hard thing to do is to go out to each of these locations, each of these website URLs, and saying, "Hey guys, look, I've changed my domain. Can you change it for me?" Odds are it's going to take forever, and odds are maybe 10% of them are going to do it, or even be able to get the ability to do it. The other thing that you want to do is you want to redirect these to your new site. Okay. So let me see if I can give you. For instance, here, RC Home. Okay. So there's a site here. RC Home Improvements LLC.com. That's the one I was saying. This is a woman called me from Colorado, and she was having a problem. And she had a new website, wasn't getting ranked, problems going on. And so if I show you this, let me go into the same thing. I'm going to go ahead up here and put in the old URL and go ahead and search. And let me go back to the summary so you can see the bigger numbers here. So actually, it looks like a lot of this is cut down. Let me get rid of the dub for a minute here and see if that changes it. It does. There we go. Okay. So there was a bunch of links still pointing at the old website, and they had the same problem. But what we did is, so we had control over this, right? And if I look at this, let me go back here. Let me duplicate this here and see all of these pages from the old website were still in Google's index. So in essence, there's duplicate content going on here, right? There's multiple things happening in there. So no good. So what we had to do is we had to create the redirection. So for example, here, this is going to, it looks like a contact us page, right? RC Home Improvements LLC, contact us. I'm going to click on that, watch what happens. Takes me over to their new web page with contact us here. Okay. So the redirection is saying, okay, someone just asked for this old URL, but since we have control of that old URL, we say, hey, if anybody comes asking for this, send them over here to the location for the new URL. And she just paid us a few bucks to go ahead and go through all of the old URLs on the old site, match them up with the new URLs on the new site, and move things over. So here, maybe I can show you what it looked like. I think I have it open still. Give me one sec. Social macros. I'm trying to find this. Let me see. Local keyword research. No, I can't find it now. Competitor. No, I think it's. Oh, don't do that. You're not making it any easier, Sean. Stop it. Here we go. Shush. I'm gonna mute you. Here we go. New internal links. This should be it. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let me pull this open. There we go. So on the left-hand side of the screen, these are all the URLs from the old website. Okay, every single URL that we could find.
Okay.
Here, we basically assigned where these are going to go, right? So here's About Us, goes to the About Us page. Here's an inspired moment, which is a blog post. It goes to the new Our Blog inspired moment. Here's blog page 1, blog page 2, just goes to the basic blog, right? For these general roofing, these categories, we don't have any categories yet for the new blog, just go into the blog or the home page. So we created a page, an equivalent page for each one, or told it where to go if we didn't have an equivalent page or didn't have it existing. So no matter what you click on here, right? So if I'm going to go to, let's say this, here's like our friendly team, right? Staff / our friendly team. Well, that should go to the About Us page. I click on that. There it is.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
So what happens now is your referrals don't disappear, right? That's what happened. So all the old page people were linking to that knew where they were, maybe directly going there, when you let it go and didn't redirect them all to the new place, all of that link juice they call it, all that referral, those people that were saying go here, go here, go here. And by people, I mean the websites linking there no longer work. What you want to do is if you have control of that domain, great, I can help you with this. It wouldn't take long, maybe like an hour or two. And you want to make sure that you take the old domain, put the new domain. And we don't have any new website. We just have we have a hosting account with just for that domain name in there, and I have one file on there. And that one file is called an htaccess file, and that one file redirects all the old stuff to the new stuff because Google, the servers come calling for that file first to say, hey, someone's calling for this file. Where is it? And they go, oh, wait a minute, we've moved it. It's over here now. Go over there. And shifts them off all the way over there. So we don't need to have any new website. We don't have to create the website again. None of that has to happen. All we got to know is where they were linking to. Now, since your site's already kind of gone, we would have to kind of look at, the backlinks that you have and where the links are going to. In this case, these guys here, we would have to evaluate all of these links and where they're pointing to so that we could, match them up properly. But it's easy enough to do. So, but that is probably a big reason why. Now, let's take a look at your current site, though. Get rid of this one, get rid of this. Okay, so here's your current site. Let me go through my basics here, all right?
Oh, that's not the correct. That's the old. I don't know why that's showing up. That's so weird. That's the old site.
Wait.
That's not good. Can you maybe put /home on the end? I don't know if that's, I didn't know that was doing that actually. It should have like a yellow appointment button on there. That's weird. Let me see if I can.
No home. Let me try something else. Beautiful. Okay, you know what? This is a great example of how small little things can cause a major problem. Okay, so what's program you're using? Kartra, you said?
I don't know what happened. Can you hear me? There we go. That's the site. Yeah. There we go. I don't know what happened.
That's okay. You said you're using Kartra, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. We use Kartra. Don't get Sean started. He'll go on for a while now. We have our own issues with Kartra. What's going on right now? You might. Here's the problem. www.fieldsaccountingfirm.com and www, in essence, they're two different websites.
Oh, okay.
They're two totally different URLs. In Google's eyes, they could have something completely different there. And right now, you do. So you got the same problem. What's probably going on, if I were to go like your services page, right? Let me go to services here. Here's your services page, right?
That's the old one.
No, it's not. This is the one without the www.
Okay.
If you go with the www, now you're going to get your new one. Watch. There it is. So somewhere along the line, when you were building out the pages, you swapped non-www for www.
Yeah, that's old. That's the old interface. I don't even have those pop-ups anymore. I still have like the yellow appointment button. That's the new site. But I've been contemplating about going back to WordPress because Kartra is kind of, I don't know, their features is kind of, it doesn't compare to WordPress in my opinion.
It's a different platform, okay? So like we use Kartra for our membership program. All right.
Okay.
So what it builds funnels for you. It creates products for you. It lets you track that information. It creates forms for you. It lets you integrate with other tools and whatnot. We use it for our membership program. But we don't. Let me share our site real quick here. So if I go to SEO.com, this is actually a WordPress website. This is not Kartra. Okay, this is WordPress. And when we go look at these things, membership program, whatever, you're looking at WordPress. What we've done though is we sort of integrate this into Kartra. So if you wanted to go, let's say I go to like the master classes that we can get instant access to, right? If I come in here and I go instant access to the GBP one, now I'm on hello.stevescoodseo.com. And you've now just been taken to Kartra. Now we're in Kartra because this is going to have the ability to purchase and a shopping cart and all that kind of stuff in there, give you access to the membership to watch the videos. So if you're doing things like that, then Kartra's a good, a good environment for you. Besides being a pain in the ass to deal with when it comes to development, we know that.
Say that again, Steve.
But all the different aspects of Kartra, it's sort of like a ClickFunnels or a Kajabi. If you ever heard of those,
I have.
really designed really to sell either physical or membership type products, more often membership type things, and build up your funnel and your list and Kartra. So I see Sean just came on, so he's got something.
Get started, Sean. Get started.
Yeah. And a lot of it is the design aspect of it, right? They have a lot of sort of pre-designed stuff that you can drag and drop in, which is really cool from a looks perspective. But when you're really trying to take it and then work it make it what you want out of it, that's when things become a nightmare. And you've got, I felt like with Kartra, you're sort of building backwards a lot of times. Yeah, first you have to build the form, and then you have to build the page that it goes on, and then you have to build the list. It just was like,
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I hate making the switch from WordPress. I really do.
So, you have a few problems here, and this is probably why you're having some issues, right? Because you have two websites. Like, here, watch this. If I go, I'm going to go to Google, type in site : let me grab your URL here. Ah, crap. There we go.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, big time.
Good point. Thank you.
All right, so here, let me, I'm going to duplicate this here and take this off. All right, so I'm going to go here. So this is the site : www.fieldsaccounting.firm.com. This is basically the version of your site with the www. All right, and if I look at the tools here, it says there's about 46 pages of content. If I go to this one, which doesn't have the www, and I go to tools, it says 89. Well, why would there be like almost twice? Well, because half of them are the www, half of them are the non-www. So you probably have a lot of the same content with and without the www. So like you've got this payroll thing here, right? If I were to go and say site / payroll, it's only showing one. Let's go back, see finally maybe you have two with. Actually, let me try that with the www site because that like it was payroll. So here's www payroll HR. Let me do this way. Minus www. Okay, so oh, you're a fun one. Okay, so it doesn't look like the fieldsaccountingfirm.com without the www is actually in the index.
Wow. Okay.
Like only the www versions are in. Oh no, here's one right here. The homepage is here. When did you switch like to the new version of the site? Is it recent?
It's been about 3 years now. I've been on the Kartra platform for 3 years now.
Yeah, but you went from www to non-www. So you said you had a new version versus like went with the yellow. Like this doesn't have the yellow one, right? And if I
No,
go
it doesn't. I
www,
think that one has that. I think it was just the HTT. There you go. Well,
that's
oh,
the www version of it. What's happening here?
yeah.
This has got to go with Kartra in the way that you created the URL in it, or the way you have your domain set up.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta blend the domains properly so that you don't have two versions of the site running.
Gotcha. I think
That's
I
what's
actually did
happening.
make that mistake. I know exactly what I did wrong. I'm gonna
So
fix that.
yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff happening here that you got to be aware of and be careful of. Let me take a look over here also, get to your links. I'm not going to get too in depth here, only because you
Okay.
have a couple of other things that are going on here. Let me go to the fields accounting firm one and go to summary here. And so here you've got like fewer results, right? 17, 65, 10, and 19. If you took the other ones and added them up, now you're going to almost maybe double your potential links or referrals in that sense that are out in the linking. So you got to get a few things under control, right? You have a split domain. You have both www and non-www URLs showing, right? And it looks like I can do that with any page. I mean, if I pick like here's your team page, right? I don't know if it's old or new. That's
It's
with
old. I need to update it.
that's with the www, right? If I get rid of the
Yeah.
www, enter, let's see if it changes the look of it.
Yeah, I have 3
And it does. See,
CPAs.
look
I
at
don't
this.
know why it's not loading them on there. So weird.
So it's a dead page here. So there's like a split issue going on. So you
Okay.
got some things. And again, if you're going to go back to WordPress, remember you've got to understand what's happening. Take those old URLs, point them back to the new URLs. The whole thing that goes in with that in redirection.
I'm just gonna hire your company, Steve. I don't want
Be
to
my
do it.
guest. That'd be great. I'd be happy to help you. You know, this is the kind of stuff that we excel as when it comes to technical SEO.
Absolutely.
All right. Let me take a step back here, and there was another question, and I'll get over to Aiden's thing. But Greg, you had a question about local SEO.
Well, we can do Aiden's, but so we talked about my local SEO a little earlier, and then I was just curious if like the structure that I'm building currently works well for that then, or if
Okay, so that's looking at the website as well. So let me,
absolutely. We'll do it afterwards.
let's look at Aiden then. Okay.
Yep.
And hang on a second here. How do I keep forgetting the name of your site? Here we go. Green Landscaping of Sacramento, right? And we'll hit your website.
Yeah.
I like you're using your UTM source. Excellent. Let's see. Let me go back over here. Put the URL in first. Let me go here. All right. Using the dub, good. Let's see, tools. Okay, 4 pages, what it looks like it's got in there. We go there. Same 4, good. So you don't have split. Everything's the same. It's all www. All right, so we'll come back to this in a sec. Let me grab other tools here. We don't need this one anymore. I'm going to go ahead and put your URL in here and get some data from that. While that's happening, I'm going to put it in here, and we're going to take a look at some speed. Give me a second as we're going to put a few things all at once, and we'll go analyze each one individually. Do that. My fingers are too fast for myself sometimes. You're funny. Surprised you're not playing your keyboard in the background, having some little sounds going on there. Getting the drums going. All right. Let's come back over here. So first thing, you've got 4 pages of a website. That's really small. Okay. Like pages that rank really what, like a primary competitor that you guys are really butting heads against? You always see they're always showing up. Like, who would that be?
That'd probably be. I don't really know.
Okay, how about this? If we go, you're in California, right?
Yes.
How'd you find us today, by the way?
Instagram.
Nice. Okay, so I mean, here's a few names here. I mean, any of these guys seem the names?
A lot of them do maintenance, but all we do is like go to the houses and like fix up, put pavers, hardscape,
Okay.
install stuff basically. Landscape
Okay,
construction.
so all right, so you know you're going more with the paver installation, hardscapes, that kind of stuff, right?
No, just landscape construction basically.
Okay.
Mainly concrete and artificial turf now, and
Okay.
hardscape.
All right, so you may need to kind of think about that. Like if you're, as far as like what you're being listed on. So these say landscapers, landscape design, and you guys are, what are you listed as? So you're also says a landscaper, okay. And if we look at your content, so you got landscaping, green landscaping, portfolio, painting, and content. Okay. So one of the things that you guys really need to do is you need to create pages of content for each of the things that you do. Each service that you offer, you mentioned a few, you mentioned hardscaping, you mentioned landscape, contractor, concrete, and that kind of thing. You want to have a page of content, a fully fleshed out page of content for each of those services. Okay. And that can happen. So I have somebody here.
I found a competitor right now. It's called Cali Green Landscaping Inc.
Cali Green Landscaping Inc.
Yes.
These guys here.
Yes.
Okay, so landscaper, great. I guess it's my Cali Green. Must be them. And let's take a look at the size of their site and then evaluate what they've got. So they've got, looks like 38 pages, right, of content. You've got 4. They have got, I lost
And
them.
if I wanted to create just a whole new website, and I own the Google platform in which I put the website on, could I delete the old one and put the new website in under the same URL and everything?
Yes. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to build a new website in like a subfolder or a subdirectory or a third-party site somewhere, and then you'd want to move it over the old URL. We do that all the time. It's like we'll typically what we'll do is on our sites, we might get it like here for argument's sake from my Tampa site.
Could your company do that for us?
Yeah, of course.
And do you have an estimate on how much the cost would be?
It just depends on if you're looking to rebuild the website and take what you have a very small site, so it wouldn't
rebuild it.
Why don't you reach out separately tomorrow maybe, and we can get on a quick call and talk about it, okay?
On where?
We can get on a call like this, but just the two of us, or you and me and your dad, whoever you want. But let's take it offline basically. But here, so for example, we have like
I'll talk to you at the end of the Zoom call when everyone's out, and then like schedule something tomorrow.
Okay, good. So we have a dev site. See dev.tampa SEO. This is a development site. So this is not accessible on the web. No one can see it but us unless you know it's there. Google doesn't know it's there, but we can kind of play with it. So this is a development site on our site. And then once it's done, we can roll it over to the site, which is just the Tampa SEO site. And that comes up with the newer version of the site or a different version of the site. Okay. So that's kind of how we do it. And then when we make the new site, we just kind of roll it over. Everything kind of comes into place. Much easier with a 4-page website than with a 400-page website. Trust me on that. So yeah, I'm not too concerned. But here's a landscape. We have a decorative driveways. This guy has brick pavers, and we just made patio paver, driveway, walkways, deck, garage floors, stardust is a type of flooring, decorative concrete resurfacing, swimming pool decks, hardscape installations. They do some of what you do also, but not everything. You do different things. But you see they have a page of content for each service they offer. And then their service areas, same thing. We have cities, right? Each city has its own page. Even some of the cities have like some of the subdivisions in those cities are even going after for doing things there.
Okay.
So, one of the things I say for you guys is that there's not a whole lot of content, right? 4 pages isn't going to cut it in today's age. The guys that we talked about here, the Cali Green, they have here's their services. See what they've got here. So here's artificial turf, hardscaping, paver stone, outdoor living. And each one of these, like here's like landscaping services, or here's like hardscaping. Let's go to hardscape. There's a page, services, hardscape.
Okay.
Page content, pictures. Look, content, right? This is not 14 words, right? There's content, there's pictures, there's bulleted lists, there's URL, here's some, service, why us, right? Little next step thing. This is what you're aiming for, okay? You want to aim for, and I bet you his other pages too, if we go to services and go to, let's say, artificial turf you mentioned, right? Here's artificial turf. Here we go, full landscaping, pavers, concrete, what do you need here? Others, and then here we go. Content, written, well written, big font, lots of white space, lots of paragraph space in between, clear pictures of everything that's done, more heading tags, more content, bulleted lists of things that they offer, scraping services, more pictures about some of the projects that they've done just for the turf wise, and they go back to that bottom page. Every page looks like this, I guarantee you. Okay. So whoever's doing their work for them, they look like they've got a good handle on SEO, from what I can tell. Looks like there's a good handle on it. Okay. At the bottom in the footer, they have some additional services, the basic pages, the contact information, the licensing number, they have all the social media stuff here. And you notice phone number up here, a click to call number up there as well. All important stuff to have, especially in a service-based business. You want to make it really easy. The one thing they don't have, which I'm surprised, there's no form near the top of the page for someone to reach out right away. There's only a call. They have a contact us form, I'm sure, but typically speaking, you want to have a form. And typically, like this form doesn't really look like a form, right? It's more like a little I don't know, it's a form. So I would think they might want to try maybe a different form to get more leads. I don't know that I would like come here and start thinking this is a contact form in essence, right? I mean, it looks like it is. Like artificial turf, as soon as possible, location, and then next step, and that's going to be the form. But it should say contact us or something, right? It's not clear, but they want you to call them. Anyhow, what else? Taking a look at what you're getting found for. So if we look there real quick, it looks like if I look at the details, this is giving me some idea what you're getting found for, and you've got green landscapers, green landscaping company. So it looks like much of the branding is showing up here.
Okay.
Here's landscaping services Sacramento, but you're in the 20th spot. Landscaping Sacramento 22, affordable landscaping.
What's our highest spot in this?
Green landscapers.
Okay.
Your position 2 for your homepage. And
And
again, go on.
when we work with you, what do we rank higher in different keywords?
Yeah, so the first thing that we do typically in any program, and you guys should be doing this if you're doing it on your own as well, is you should be doing keyword research. You should be researching what people search for, how often they search for it, how hard or easy it is to get ranked for it, and not so much what's got the most volume, but what's got the most potential to bring money in, right? So you don't always go after the thing that's got the most volume, you go after the thing that's got the most money. So whenever we're talking to clients and then we've got a really big site and maybe we're on a limited budget for argument's sake, we may be only able to work on 4 or 5 pages a month. Well, which of the 4 or 5 are going to bring the most revenue if they start ranking? Start there, right? Like Greg, you mentioned earlier how you've got a bunch of price from smaller products, right? That probably aren't bringing in the bucks. So it's like you're not worried about those yet. I'll worry about those later. I mean, we're at the big ticket items first. So same would be true for you, Aiden. We would look at what you offer, what you do. We'd look at some competitors like the Cali one that we looked at a little while ago, and others that are also ranking for the keywords you want to be found for.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If I sort this by volume, see what we get here. So here's green landscaping, landscaping Sacramento, California, Sacramento landscaping. So we can see already that these are bigger numbers, right? But you're way in the back of the pack outside of green landscaping because that's part of your name, which is good, right? That's good that you have that in your name. That can be used and useful. But notice that you only really have one page that's showing, right? Because you don't have enough content to split it out, right?
Okay.
So you've got to kind of play that. And you also have like an HTML content, HTML about. That's kind of a weird URL structure there. But there's plenty of room for improvement here. So you're not really getting found much for anything. If I go back to the overview as well, yeah, we can see it looks like that you've been falling over the years. Like you did have back in the day in August, like 230 something a month.
We used to have a lot of work like not that long ago, but kind of long ago. But then everything just suddenly dropped.
Yeah, and it probably has something to do with either an update that went on, the fact that you have very little content, amounts of content. Did I run yours through this?
We've been posting like since the beginning of this month, a lot of content on Instagram and Facebook. Is that good?
Well, that's great for getting traffic from those platforms,
Okay.
right? What it's not great for is if somebody goes to Google and says, "Hey, I need a landscaper near me. I need to get some paper
Yeah,
patio."
everyone goes to Google, right?
That's right. So look, you're here because of Instagram, right? So I'm happy Instagram brought you here, right? But you know, if someone's in town, they're looking for some help. I want my website to show up at the top of Google, whether it be in the local listings or in the organic listings or even in the paid ads where it makes sense, so I can get found. So let me look at your HTML.
I'm looking at the Cali Green sources, and apparently they used what's it called? Clarity.ms and WP Smush It, and they font. I see everything that they've used, and they have
So
bat.bing.com.
Clarity is actually an analytics tool. We use it as well. It's a free tool to kind of see what people are doing on your website. It actually is like showing like a movie. Sean uses it a lot. Like he said the other day, he's like, "Hey, were you browsing through the site, looking and grabbing stuff and content?" I'm like, "I was," because he can actually see me traversing the web. He doesn't know it's me. He knows I live in Land O'Lakes, and we don't have zillions of traffic. So he's like, "Were you on the site the other, yesterday doing stuff?" I'm like, "I was," because he was looking at Clarity and watching the videos and the movies and stuff that were being made. So that's one thing. But he's probably using a WordPress site, which is why we're able to look at that stuff. So
could you look at the sources too? Because I want to know what else they're using, but I don't know how to read.
Well, you can do that just by doing if the easiest way to do that is on their site. Where'd they go?
I just clicked inspect, and then I went to the top and where it said sources.
What you can do also is what were they called again? I think I lost them. Cali something, what was it?
Cali Green landscaping.
There you go.
So I just right click and then it says inspect, and then
I'll typically go view page source and I'll come in here. I'll actually look at the code a little bit, right? So they're using all-in-one SEO. Say it again.
I think we have our Google tag in there and everything.
Yeah, you might. We can look at that. If we go here, we can click on the tag item here. And yep, it looks like you have your AdWords, and it looks like there's your Google your GA tag AW. But you also looks like you have the old tag for the old UA code that can go away. You don't need that anymore. And these guys here, going back to here, if you just do Control F and type in WP dash, you can got there's all the content, this uploads, and if you look at if you want to look at their plugins, you can go WP. No, I'm sorry, just plug in. There we go. So you can see they're using Elementor to build the website. They're using an Instagram feed plugin, right? What else they got? It looks like there's some kind of a Yelp widget pro.
Elementor.
Elementor is a builder for WordPress. It's a tool that helps you build a website.
Okay, so WordPress works great.
Elementor, we use a lot of Elementor, and we use a lot of Divi, D-I-V-I. Divi is also a really good, cool little tool that you can use too. So, all right, so let's take a look at your speed here. Speed looks good on mobile, which is really good. A little bit of the blocking time, but not too bad. On desktop, it's a little bit slower. So it looks like you've got some things here. Some of the images don't have an explicit width and height. And that's required these days for content layout shift. Is one of the, so you gotta give it the height and width so it holds the place for it. And then in looking at this, yeah, it's still seeing there's some big images, big stuff here. It looks like there's some styling that's causing a little bit of delay in the site going. So you have a few little things here that are more technical in nature to be looked at. Looks like some of your images are also kind of quite large or need to be resized or reformatted to a different format as well. And then, as we mentioned with the links, you don't have a ton of links. You have some, which is good.
Yeah.
But your trust of those links not as good as they should be. And you probably need to start building a bit more links as well. In looking at, ooh, I hope that's not you. Is this? See details. Oh yeah. Are you using a Gmail address when you're sending email, or are you using like, info@greenlandscapingofsacramento.com?
We're using a Gmail.
Okay. All right. Well,
It's live.
you're going to need to get this in line if you go to WordPress, because you don't have these three, the SPF and the DKIM. These are things that help Google and the other email platforms know that you are who you say you are, that's coming from the right place, and that's being delivered to where it wants to go to, basically. These are
Okay.
things that need to be taken care of. And this, all these red likely means if you were to send email from like info at, Green Landscapers of Sacramento, it would go into a spam or get rejected from the server because you're not set up to do this right. That's no good. You want this to at least be like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Otherwise, you can have some email deliverability issues here. Did your home page as well, and it crawled it, but you're missing some what's called structured data. The structured data is really going to be about the code behind the scenes. That is the language that you can talk to Google with. All right.
Okay.
You seem like a really bright, smart kid, 13 years old, and you've said more to me that you know what you're talking about more than people 20, 30 years older than you that I've dealt with. You might really want to get a look at our membership program, where we have like 80 hours of content. And I cover all the stuff that we talked about in detail, like structured data and local and on-site optimization and link building and all like heavy, heavy, heavy detail.
Where can I find your membership?
Yeah, if you go to allstars.stevescutSEO.com.
All Stars.
Yep, allstars.stevescutSEO.com. That'll take you in, and you actually get 2 weeks of free membership. You can check it out. So it's totally free to check out for 2 weeks. Look at all the content, go through it. If you like it, great. Stay with us. It's $97 an hour. $97 a month. You also get to reach out to me through questions and 15-minute consults here and there. And we do Q&As and we do website audits like we're doing today, to go back over things and sign homework.
Can you repeat the URL?
Sure. I'll throw it into the chat for you guys, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. My bad. All Stars. There you go. It's in the chat window.
Okay.
Actually, here, let me do this. I'm going to give you even a better deal. MVP lifetime. Dot. There you go. If you go that other one, this is a special that I give out to my meetup folks here. It's you'll get the MVP level, which is $197 a month, but you get to get it for $97 a month. So you're actually saving 50% every month, and you still get a trial where you can check it out.
Okay.
All right, so check it out, take a look. But again, smart kid like you, man, you just suck this up like a sponge, man. It'd be amazing. I think it'd really. Listen, any of you guys that are looking to learn would benefit from it, but
I'll probably do the membership. Yeah. Just
cool.
yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
let me take a step back because we're running a little bit short on time, and I do want to get to Greg's question. You and I, like I said, you and I, and/or your dad, whoever else, we can get into a conversation maybe tomorrow or Monday.
Okay.
Really get into.
Just send me an email, or I'll send you an email. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and send me an email. I'll give it to you here. I put my email into the chat as well. If you got all you guys, feel free. I'm gonna leave you with it. All right, Greg, let's go to you and get to the question or the structure that you wanted to do. Did you want me to let you share? I think you should be able to share. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I just dropped the link.
Okay, cool.
That's easier for you.
That's fine. Let me go ahead and reshare then. Hang on.
I feel like this issue with insurance websites, they always get so cluttered. So I try to make my menus where they're not super cluttered, but then I feel like it gets stuff too.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
So
okay, so you have all of these here. Smart Auto, Apollo brand. So you've got Apollo Beach here, then you have the different pages here. You know, I mean, this is one way to do it. It's more like a sitemap kind of. You know, that's kind of one way to do it. I would probably, I mean, this is fine. I would leave this page, but you could still just have like, you know, service area, drop down with Apollo Beach, drop down with Brandon, drop down with Lithia. And then when you get there, those pages themselves would have their own sub-page listings here, kind of like what we did with Premiere Pro. But it looks like you got some good content. You got some embedded video. It's nice. You've got, let's see, inspect. Hang on, let me drop this down. So you got an H3 there. Probably should be an H2. Okay, that's an H1. Yeah, these should be H2s, really. I mean, it's not a big deal, but they should be H2s. H1 and H2 have the most value. H3 would be like something underneath an H2. Like maybe you had more detail, like that could be an H3, an H2, an H3 under this, for argument's sake, if you had more detail underneath it. Again, not a big deal, but probably not a bad idea either. Yeah, looks like you got a good amount of content on here. You're using internal linking really well. This is perfect. Yeah, you're doing a good job, man. This looks pretty good. It's easy to read. As I mentioned earlier, you know, same thing. You've got a lot of nice white space in between texting. You got a lot of, you know, it's nice big fat font. You know, looks like you're using your headings to break things up really nicely. Good white space, good use of imagery as well. I think you're doing pretty good here, from what I can tell. I don't love the look of this. Like there might be a better way to do it as well, but
I think what made me start that, so like that Brandon page will link to what I just dropped in the chat too, and it's just like info about Brandon. It's not, I don't know if that's a great way to do it or not, but I think the main thing I was trying to do with this page was I was getting errors about stuff being like 4 and 5 levels deep in the site.
right.
And so by putting this in my footer with this sitemap, it brought it up to 3 levels deep.
Yeah, and again, I don't think that's a problem. You know, this kind of thing, I don't know how many people are going to be going here, but
yeah, I don't really expect
it
to.
You know, if it's more about Google seeing it and following it, that's fine. You know, I think you're okay there. Like I said, like what we did for like Jeremy's site is we created areas we serve. We have each location, click on it. Now it can get, obviously get real messy if you've got hundreds of locations, right? So here's like for someone else that we did something a little different. He's servicing multiple counties. So in his service area, we have the counties. And then each county we have a flyout, right? And then for each county, you go to, let's say, Hernando, that's a smaller one. You know, we have information about Hernando, and then we have, you know, roofing, and then we have information here, and then we've got some of the service areas and then we have the different services that are here. And then the commercial stuff is here, and then the form down there. So there's different ways to kind of go about it. As long as you're making it accessible to Google so they can see it, find it, get to it, you should be good.
Okay.
So as long as they can find this, as long as there's a link to this somewhere on the homepage or somewhere on a page to get it, or it's in the footer somewhere, as long as they can get, or if it's in the sitemap, right? I mean, you should have it probably in the sitemap.
I probably haven't kept that up to. Oh no, the XML should be right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is rank math. Is this
rank math? Yep.
Yeah, I can tell. That's scary, right? So you have post pages. These are your main site. Here's all your pages here. So as long as the area page is in here, there it is. Google will find it at some point. They'll scroll it at some point. So even if you're not really like putting it up front or out there, or you don't expect a lot of people to find the page because it's not going to be directly going to it, it's in the sitemap, means Google can find it, which means Google can find all those links that go to other pages, which means they can find those pages too.
Okay.
However, it is a good idea to make it so people can find those pages, right? You want, like, if somebody's in Parish or Brandon or Gibsonton or whatever, and they're looking for somebody in Gibsonton, it's nice to see that, hey, this guy's in Gibsonton. I can see in the menu he services Gibsonton. So that's why we like having those things in the menu. The downside is if you don't have pages for everything, right? Someone might say, well, they don't have my city listed there, so maybe they don't service my town.
Right.
So in that situation, we typically have like a catch-all page, right? All other areas, you know, and you go there and they have one page that lists all the cities around you or something like that.
Right.
So just kind of depends. But I think you're doing a good job. Like I said, what I see so far has really good SEO principles, usability principles, which look really good. A couple of quick tweaks, I think, like I mentioned, get the H2s in the right place, just because they have more power than H3s.
Right.
At least your main one's an H1. That looks good. So I think overall, looks like you're doing pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah. So hey, just a few things just to kind of wrap up the day. I want to kind of let you know of a few things that we have going on here for you guys, and then I can stick around if somebody wanted to, you know, book some time or whatever. First thing is we have a near me thing coming up. All right. So we're calling it Stop Losing Customer Searching Near Me. And we're going to be doing in August 13th. If you go to ssseopro.pro/near me, you can actually, I'll put this into the chat window for you guys. Chat. There we go. That will take you off where you can sign up for our Near Me. It's a freebie. It's going to be August 13th, 1 p.m. It's a webinar. Unlike this, you won't be able to communicate with me. I mean, through chat you could, but we're going to be going over redoing how to get found for more near me searches. Near me is huge, it's blowing up even more than ever. I'm sure you're all putting in near me for things that you're doing as well. So we're going to be talking about that. In September, we've got a Google Search Console Bootcamp and how to finally understand how Google sees your site. So we're going to be covering for a 2-day period from 1 to 3 p.m. on the 9th and the 10th of September. We're going to be covering everything in the Google Search Console and what you can do with it. So we're going to look at how you can use it for keyword research. We're going to show you how you can see where you're ranking. We're going to show you how to fix the errors that you're seeing in there, how to see errors, how to understand what the linking, how your core web vitals, and all the other things that might show up in there. 2-day class. It is a paid class, so check it out. And if you go to the page, it'll give you all the details about it, right? Which it's about to get a couple months out from now. But if you come in here, we get you, it's $49. You get the replays included. It's a one-time fee, and you're in. And you get access to all the content that's in there. Also, we did do a live streaming a little while back, which is called Marketing Your Business on the Web. This is a free YouTube. You can find it on our YouTube link. I also put a quick, easy link there. If you go to ssSEO.pro/marketing, that will take you off, and you can watch. It's about a 2-hour session about if you're just kind of getting started. Everything you need to kind of know everything it takes to market online these days, right? What's involved. And then we also we had a GBP masterclass. We did this a couple months ago, ssSEO.pro/GBP for Google Business Profile. That will take you, and you can purchase just the masterclass. If you don't want to join the membership, you can go just buy that on its own. If you're in the membership, it's a part of the membership area. So you don't have to buy it and join the membership, okay? Everything is in there. And so will like the near me, everything that we do here all winds up in the membership at some point as well. And either available for sale by one-on-one after the fact or in the membership. And then lastly, we already mentioned the All-Star Membership Program, which I put into the chat. I won't do it again. That is our program. Everything includes access, Facebook group, calls, Q&As, webinars. You can ask questions within the videos as well to get answers to those. So lots of stuff that you can do within the membership. We've been working on it for several years now. There is no bigger membership more training in SEO, I think, from any platform around, from one individual that we've got. So there's everything from the very, very basics, from what tools that you need to use, what tools are available, to basics of optimization, all the way to very high end detail, like robust text files and no follow files and things like that, and really getting into all of that. So lots of stuff out there for you guys. And then lastly, one of the things that I would really love if you guys could do for me, this is just a way to say thanks. You should be doing this with all of your own clients, is if you would leave a review. I put some links in there. If you go to google.stevescottSEO.com, excuse me, Google, I got the wrong ones in this, sorry. That's my old site. Hang on. Here we go. My bad. There we go. Google.stevescottSEO.com and Facebook.stevescottSEO.com. That'll take you off to the different platforms where you can leave a review. Anything that you could do to help out with a review would be awesome. It really helps us as well. And if you do need to reach me for any reason or want a free 15-minute consultation, if you go to 15minute.stevescottSEO.com, you can sign up for that. And this is kind of what I was saying, Aiden. If you just go hit that URL, 15min.stevescottSEO, you can find block of time on my calendar that works for you as well. Set up a Zoom call and we get together. Usually it goes more than 15 minutes, but figure like a half hour. We could talk, figure out what you need, figure out what you want. Same thing for you, Ashley. If you want some help, that'd be the place to go. Book a time, get on the calendar, and then we can go ahead and chat about it. And a few other things just to kind of throw it out there for you. If you'd like, join our newsletter at newsletter.stevescottSEO.com, and anything we got coming up, new things going on, new classes coming up, you'll know about them first. Any discounts or specials you know about first as well. I already mentioned my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@SteveScottSEO. We got about 200 plus videos, a bunch of quick tips and little snippets from some of the classes, a couple full classes as well. And if you ever want to kind of just keep an eye on the calendar, what's coming up, I don't know if we've got it all the way up to date just yet. Sean can tell you for sure, but we do have, here's the Search Console Masterclass to near me. And then every third Monday, I think, of the month, we do a Ask Steve Anything. We can just call in from 9 to 12 and get a few minutes with me as well, if you like. That's it, really. That's all I got for today. Any last questions before we call it a night?
Can I stay to talk to you? Just
sure. I can give you about 5 minutes because I do have to head out. I'm actually going somewhere, but I'll give you about 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Again, it's good to see those that have been here before. Again, I hope to see you guys next time and hope to see you on the other side.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Greg. Take care.